Welcome back, YouTube. We're going to try something different today, and we're going to make some gumbo, a staple of Louisiana, and in particular New Orleans. So I found this recipe online. Gentleman named Alligator Man, and I'll put that link into the description, and you can go follow him if you've got a flat top griddle. He's got a lot of good recipes, Cajun recipes, and all kinds of recipes that he does on his channel, and that's where I found this recipe. This is my first time ever making a gumbo, so we're going to try it and see if it's edible. Most people, they would just throw all their stuff into a big pot when they're making a gumbo and just cook it in the pot. And but I got the flat top griddle out there, and this gentleman, he made his on the flat top griddle where he was able to warm everything up because you got so much space on the griddle. So he made his on there, and that's what I'm going to do. A really important thing when you're doing a gumbo is the roux. Now, I've never done a roux either, so it's going to be a first time for all of this. But he makes a chocolate roux, what he calls a chocolate roux. It's a very dark roux. So we're going to make that, and then we give you the list of ingredients. But in New Orleans, they call onion, celery, and green pepper the Trinity. And they put onions, green pepper, and celery, and a lot of stuff that they make. A lot of their recipes call for that. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I also have included some green onions. So we like green onions, so I'm gonna throw some green onions in there and see how that does. Like I said, I've never made this before, but we're gonna try it and see what happens. So let me go ahead and get all this cut up, and got to cut up the chicken and all of it. So we'll go ahead and get this prepped. Now the recipe that they use in New Orleans is typically andouille sausage. It's a smoked sausage, but we don't have andouille sausage in this area, so I'm using Hillshire smoked sausage. We like Hillshire. It's got a really good smoky flavor to it, and that's what you want, is something that's smoky. So we use what we have, and that's Hillshire's. They might sell andouille sausage now. I have to check around here, but it was just primarily Louisiana and New Orleans that you could get your andouille sausage, and they use a lot of that for their recipes. Now, this calls for 6 pounds of boneless chicken thighs. So I got a little chopping to do. Well, YouTube, the recipe calls for 6 pounds, but I do believe that these thighs are a good size bigger than the one he was using. And that's almost a mixing bowl full of chicken, and I still got 3 thighs left. So I'm gonna call it on the chicken. Actually, because there was so much chicken, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up a little bit more of this smoked sausage. I almost feel like I got too much chicken if I'm gonna have not enough sausage. There's a lot goes in, a lot of cutting goes into this. There's quite a few ingredients in it, and a good quantity of ingredients. And that's because it fills up that pot. And I don't know how big that pot is, but it's a big pot. So this, what I'm doing here, will just about fill up that pot. So we'll have plenty to freeze. There we go. Okay, here's the ingredients that you need. To make the roux, you need self-rising flour. Then you need oil to spread around into that flour after it browns. You can use any kind of oil that you want. I'm just using olive oil because it's got a higher smoke point for the roux. Then you got your smoked sausage, 14 ounces. Then over here you got 1 1/3 cups of onion, 1 1/3 cups of bell pepper, 1 1/3 cups of celery. Up here. So I've also put in green peppers in there, and I put in an orange bell pepper, which the recipe doesn't call for, but it sounded pretty good. And then you've got your shrimp, a pound of shrimp. That's also something that I'm doing that wasn't in the recipe. He used crawfish, and we don't have crawfish that I know of, so we just bought a pound and a half. of fresh shrimp to go in it. Another thing you didn't use, but we did, we took corn on the cob and cobbed it, and we're going to put that in it. And then okra, chicken broth, which is used to thin your roux. And I got those 2 boxes, and then we got this, which Renee put up. She puts up chicken stock whenever we get it. So those are the ingredients, and we will see you at the flat top. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that your griddle is good and dry and doesn't have all that grease on it. And I done cleaned this one up yesterday and put some water down on it while it was hot. So I'm just wiping it down now, but I got all the heavy stuff off yesterday. Alright. So you get all that on. Go ahead and set the burners on. Put them all on high. Fire it up. Wait for it to heat up a little bit now. Okay, got the grill warmed up. Gonna dump that flour on there. Yeah, just smooth it out. Again, I've never made roux. I've never made gumbo. But Alligator Man said this is how it's done. We're just gonna sit there and just tumble it all up together. Put it out. Bring it in. Now once this starts browning a little bit, I'll cut the heat down to medium. I got it on high right now. Okay, now he made his a little bit darker than I did here. His was a dark brown. But since this is my first time, that's about as comfortable as I feel getting it on the color. We'll try maybe in the future, if I do it again, we'll go for that dark brown. But anyway, kind of gather it all up here, smush it all together, put some little peppers out, start adding the oil. So I'm just going to fill up them little trenches that I made. Come here and cover that up. Let it soak up. Just keep adding it, working with it, and what you'll end up with is it'll be about the consistency of brownie mix. When you get it the consistency of brownie mix, that's about how you want it. Okay, YouTube, that's about the consistency that you want. Kind of like brownie mix. Alright? Now, just stack it in a pot. Put the pot over here. Yeah, you got to get your griddle clean now. Alright, time to put the chicken on. Let's put some oil down. I don't know if y'all can even hear me over that air conditioner, so I'm having to speak up a little bit. Get some oil down. Now I got the griddle. Let's turn back up to high. Dump the chicken on there. Now I'm going to season as I go, and this is the first time I've ever used this Raging Cajun, but I tasted of it, and it tastes good. So I'm just going to put a generous helping on this because we got a great big pot of gumbo. So I'm just going to season this real good. Alright, and I tasted this and it's not hardly spicy at all. I think gumbo can be cooked spicy, not spicy, however you want it. And I like a little spice, but Renee can't have real spicy. So I made sure and taste test this and, you know, make sure it ain't got too much hot in it, which it don't. So I think it's going to be real good. I love the taste of the seasoning. All right, that's looking real good. Getting nice and brown. I'm going to kind of slide this over here. I got it on low. And I'll let that keep cooking. Spread some of this yummy goodness over here. A little more oil. We're ready for the veggies. slide that on there. Put it out blend. All right. Oh yeah, that's looking good, y'all. All right, I'll put a little water on here and help that cook. Steam them veggies. Yeah, those veggies are cooking down nice. Looking real good. Okay, so we got our roux in the pot. We got the burner cut on. So now we're just going to add chicken stock. And also, costs for 30 of these cartons of chicken stock. So like I said, we got some homemade chicken stock that they say. And if you don't have enough chicken stock, you can use other kind of stock, whatever kind of stock you want to use, they say. And then if you run out of that, or run out of stuff to dilute it with, you can just put some water in it. Finish it off the bowl. Oh, it's good there, y'all. It's that homemade chicken stock. That ought to be some kind of good in it.
And get the pot up here, but before I do that, I'm gonna get all these scrapings as much as I can over here to the goodie pot. Pot back up here. I need a little water. Okay. There's the roux. One word about this, when you're adding your chicken stock, just keep stirring it. Make sure you get on the bottom real good, because that flour, until it's thin enough, that flour settles to the bottom and it'll burn. So now, got that good to go. Now, once you got that, all these scrapings that are over here, you don't want to throw that away. That's where the goodness is. So we're going to scrape up all those scrapings. We're just going to scoop that up to the right spot. It's looking good, looking real good, smelling good. The last thing, I'm not going to cook the shrimp. He cooked the crawfish that he had on the griddle, but it don't take these shrimp very long to cook, and they're still a little frozen. So I'm just going to slide them off right under there, and they'll cook because this has got to simmer for about an hour and 30 minutes before it's ready. Take my okra, throw the okra in. Yeah.
Yummy, honey. Oh, honey, that looks so good.
Okay, well, I'm going to take this inside and let it simmer, because I don't trust leaving it on the flat top. But all you have to do now is let it simmer about an hour and a half, and you'll be ready to eat. And this is one of them things, I think that the leftovers will be better than the original. So we're going to take this inside and let it finish simmering. Okay, so this has been simmering for about an hour and 15 minutes, and that's as good as we're going because we're hungry. But it looks good, y'all. That's so good. So Renee cooked some rice. And we got cucumbers. So let's plate this up. So there you have it. All done. I think it turned out pretty good. Like I said, I'll leave the link to the Gator Man. He's the one I got the recipe from. And if you guys liked the video, thought it was informative, how about hit that like button, share, and subscribe for me. Until next time, be kind to one another. It don't cost a thing. See ya.